Hey there, MPCs. Welcome to Rules of Cool, where we interview very special guests, creators, gamers, designers, and world builders. I'm your host, Rem, and today we are talking with an absolute legend to the sci-fi universe, author of the Dune prequel series, fiction writer for Star Wars, StarCraft, Titan AE, The X-Files, and countless more, Kevin J. Anderson. Stay tuned because you won't want to miss it. Kevin has also donated an ebook copy of the original Dragon Business novel for one lucky winner tonight. Type hashtag RemPC in the chat for your free entry to win. And don't forget that you can get bonus entries by subscribing and donating bits through the Twitch chat. Every 100 bits gets you a bonus entry, and subscribing gets you 7 whole bonus entries. Now, in Alternis news, the big news of tonight is about Kevin J. Anderson's own Kickstarter, live right now, Dragon Business and Skeleton in the Closet. Think The Princess Bride meets Dirty Rotten Scoundrels in a fantasy caper series. With tons of limited and exclusive rewards, merch, stretch goals, and the tried and true talent of Kevin's work, you don't want to miss this Kickstarter. Check out the link in the chat and back it right now. Now, time to get right into our conversation for this week, so stay tuned for MPCs. Welcome back, everyone, and welcome to my returning guest, Kevin J. Anderson. It's so good to have you back here. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm busy and bouncing around, but that's the way I love it, because otherwise I'd like bored. And so that's why I fill up like 30 projects at the same time. And I love it. So
awesome. It's from the intro that we just heard, clearly you have not kept busy between writing for your own projects, for Star Wars, for Titan AE, for everything that you do, not to even mention Dune, which is my personal geek out moment when I was like, wait, I'm talking to who?
You can mention Dune, but I'm floored you mentioned Titan AE. That was so long ago, and we just did one book each for those. So wow, that's a blast from the past. But
well, and I think last time we had you on, you said that you were I can't remember the exact number you gave me, but on Wikipedia it said over 140 books, and I think you're well past 200.
Yeah,
right?
it was 175 a while ago, because my wife made me count them so that we could put an accurate number, and I said, but in 2 weeks it's not an accurate number anymore. But so it is I think Amazon calls it a crap ton of books or something like that. So that's the official.
Cool.
It's a lot, and there's a lot of different kinds, whether you like big science fiction or creepy vampire horror or comedy horror or fantasy, epic fantasy. I just had a huge epic fantasy trilogy that I finished, thereby proving that some people actually do finish their fantasy series when they write them. And we'll be talking today a bunch about a really funny, humorous fantasy series I've got, and Star Wars and X-Files and Batman and Superman. And I am the biggest professional fanboy that you'll ever meet.
I just in awe. And speaking of that, one of the questions that I actually had for you is, I bring on a lot of game developers, a lot of writers, and you've written for so many huge franchises that have defined the sci-fi genre. So how did you get in with these projects?
Well, the funny thing is I didn't even try. I didn't aim for that. I wrote original books of my own. My first one was sort of a science fiction murder mystery thing that I published. And then my second, it was a trilogy I sold, and that was a role-playing game fantasy trilogy that I wrote. And then I did some techno thrillers. And what I didn't realize that I was doing is that I was kind of auditioning in the background. And what I was doing was turning in my books on time every time, and I wasn't a pain in the butt to work with, and I always did the edits that people asked me for. And my editors kind of liked working with me because just don't tell anybody, I'm going to lower my voice, but sometimes authors can be a real pain in the ass. And publishers who deal with authors that are unreliable or that they're prima donnas and stuff, they just don't like to work with them anymore. But I wasn't. I love doing it, and I worked with my editors. And then I got a random phone call from my editor at Bantam Books. One afternoon, she just called me up and said, "Hey, Kevin, do you like Star Wars?" And I said, "Well, of course I like Star Wars. Everybody likes Star Wars." And she said, "Well, do you want to write 3 sequels to it?" And that's how I got started, because the Lucasfilm was signing with Bantam Books to do Timothy Zahn's first book, which was the first of all the new Star Wars books. It either had just come out or it wasn't coming out until a little bit. So there was no Star Wars line. I didn't know anything about it. And she asked if I wanted to work in the Star Wars line. And I, long and hard for about a nanosecond, I considered it. And I said, "Well, sure, I'd love to." And so that, working on the Jedi Academy trilogy and then the Tales of the Jedi comics and then the Young Jedi Knight series, I eventually did 54 projects for Lucasfilm. And then that led to Chris Carter, who created the X-Files, read my Star Wars books, and he said, "I like these. Let's get Kevin to write X-Files books." And then from there, I did Star Trek stuff and things for DC Comics and Marvel Comics and Dark Horse, and then I got connected with Brian Herbert for the Dune books, and just keeps me busy. So
that's awesome. Wow, that's what a story to just start doing your own thing and being your own person, and then be headhunted and be like, "Hey, come do the cool things." Or the nerdy things, I guess, because back in
back in nerds cool. Nerds in the early '90s, being nerdy was not cool. And in fact, if you were an author who wrote Star Trek books and Star Wars books and things, you were kind of considered cargo class passengers. That you're just like this hack writer writing things for Batman and Superman. You're not a real writer who writes critically acclaimed books that sell 100 copies. And so, but that things have changed. That
for the better,
way for the better. When I grew up and I was the geeky guy, I didn't know anybody who read comics or read science fiction. I was in a small town in Wisconsin, and I got mercilessly bullied and wedgied and all that because I read science fiction books, and good Lord, there were no girls who read science fiction. and we were just sort of doomed to be comic book reading monks, and fortunately things have changed for the better. So
awesome. Well, I jumped right in because you kind of just tossed me the first softball there. But usually my first question is, what is your history as a gamer?
Well, see, here's the fun. I mentioned that the second trilogy that I did was a RPG fantasy trilogy. And when I was in college, I started playing Dungeons and Dragons with a group of my friends. I went to University of Wisconsin-Madison, and our dungeon master was a woman, one of my very best friends, who is Christine Catherine Rush. And if you are readers, science fiction, Christine Catherine Rush has also published about 180 books. She's won the Hugo Award, the Nebula Award, the Seamus Award, I forget what the mystery one is, but she's published tons of them. But we met in a creative writing class, and we kind of hit it off. So then I think she's the one who said, "You want to play Dungeons and Dragons?" So we got a kind of a group of friends, and we played every Sunday night with our hex graph paper and our colored pencils and everything. And we played that just a D&D campaign. And what's funny is I used that campaign to write my novel. It was a trilogy called Game Earth. And this Game Earth, it's a trilogy. The Game Earth trilogy was my D&D campaign when I was in college. And this was published by Signet Books in 1989. It came out forever ago. And that was one of the first lit RPG things where it's the players on the outside who've been doing it for a long time and they kind of are losing interest and they want to quit playing their weekly game. But when they quit playing their game, all the characters inside the game see their world falling apart because nobody's playing the game anymore. And so they have to use the rules of the game to hold their world together. And then they start fighting against these outer gods that have abandoned them. And the terrain in the book, the terrain is in hexagons. Like you're walking through a desert, and then you find a black line, and you cross over into a swamp, and then. And so that book came out, and it was out of print for a while. So then we got the rights back. I have my own publishing house called Wordfire Press, and we reprinted it, the Game Earth trilogy. Note all the little hexagons there. So we reprinted it, and then just a couple of years ago, I got connected with one of the biggest lit RPG indie publishers called Aethon Books. Some of you might know about Aethon. And then they loved this idea. And I said, guys, you know how to sell lit RPG way better than I do. And so they reissued it. They changed the title. They got an awesome new cover. And so it's now reissued this trilogy. It's called Role, Play, and End for the 3 books in it. So I think this is an amazing cover, and I love showing off.
I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but is that one of the books that's available as a reward on your current Kickstarter? Right.
So we'll be talking about my fantasy Kickstarter, and in fact, I added as a stretch goal, and Aethon Books provided me with the ebooks. Every single backer, and I probably in the next 20 minutes we're going to pass that stretch goal. Every single backer will get a free ebook of the first book in my Gamer trilogy. So even if there's nothing else you want on supporting the campaign, you can at least do it to get your free.
Yeah. So if you're crazy and want nothing else. Awesome. So one more question before we start really kicking into the Kickstarter. So you said that Game Earth was the second series that you did. What was your first? How did you first get into writing?
Well, the first one was called Resurrection Inc. And there's Nikola Tesla playing around with a marker in the back. He's a kitten, and he loves to play, and he does not like me to be on Zoom. So it's better that he's playing in the background. Once he gets bored with me not playing with him, he'll go and use the litter box so I can smell his displeasure for a while. But anyway, Resurrection Inc. was my very first novel, and it's sort of a gothic horror, science fiction murder mystery set in the future where instead of building robots to do all the dirty work, they just sort of jumpstart dead bodies. So they're like high-tech zombies. Because you're all here, you're a perfectly good machine. So they just like restart you and send you off to dig ditches and handle toxic waste and everything. And my character on page 1, he's found murdered in an alleyway, and they jumpstart him, and he comes back as a servant unwittingly to serve the guy who killed him, and he starts getting flashbacks. And so that's Resurrection Inc. And that was my first one. And I followed it up with this fantasy trilogy, and then did some other things, and then got asked to do Star Wars, and the rest. Nicola's full of energy there.
I love that. Awesome. Oh, that's so cool. All right. So far we have 4 books that I need to pick up. Let's see how many we end up with at the end of this.
Well, there's 175. We're not going through in chronological order, are we?
That'll be the rapid fire top quiz at the end of the show. So let's talk about your new Kickstarter project. You funded in 13 minutes, and you were 2.5 times your original funding goal within the first hour. So congratulations, first of all.
Thanks. As we're recording this, we just passed 2 full days, and we are now at, what is it? We are now at 8.5 times our funding goal, and we had 259 backers or something like that. So it's really cool about how publishing has changed. It's a literal a watershed. It's a game changer for all. And since it's a gaming podcast, we can talk about game changers. I'm still publishing a lot of my books with traditional publishers, and I've done a whole lot with all of my main things. And my Dune books are still published with Tor Books, and I just had a steampunk novel coming out from ECW Press, a Canadian publisher. But there's a lot of books that I've written that were out of print and nobody wanted to reissue them. So I formed my own publishing house to just bring my own books back. I had lots of fans who wanted to read the old stuff, and hey, if they go and buy them at a used bookstore, I don't get a dime from it. So I might as well publish them myself, right? And I know my fan base. I'm pretty good with art, and I didn't like a lot of the covers that some of my old publishers did. So I wanted to commission new artwork, and I really, in the past almost 15 years, I've built up quite a presence as an indie publisher and an indie author, and we do a lot of that. But Kickstarter, this is only my second Kickstarter ever, and I had a bunch of friends recommending it, and I got pushed into it. And I had, for my first one, which was last May, I have this really wonderful series called Dan Shamble Zombie PI. It's like the Rockford Files meets the Addams Family. I mean, he's back from the dead and back on the case, and he solves cases with mummies and werewolves and vampires and ghosts, and it's just cornball and stupid and really silly stuff. And I did 4 books with the trad publisher, Kensington Books. And they liked them, but then it just kind of fizzled and they weren't interested anymore. So I started publishing some of them. I got the rights back. I reissued them myself at Wordfire Press. And then I wanted to do a new book in the series. And I thought, well, let's see if the fans really want this or not. And I ran a Kickstarter for the new Dan Shamble book. And it blew everything. It funded, by the time it was over, it did like 23 times what our ask was. And everybody loved it. We got brand new covers for it. The whole series launched. And that got me a whole new readership for this series. And I just loved it so much that I went, this is a way to go, because, well, seriously, this was a series that the trad publisher had given up on. And so if Kevin Anderson, wanted to write a new book in the series, there is no New York publisher who would want it. Nobody would take book 8 in a series that they didn't have the rest of.
Right.
So the only way to do it would be to do it for myself. And I really wanted to do it. And I think I made the right choice because everybody really backed it so much.
Awesome.
And I had another one that I wrote a few years ago called The Dragon Business, which is like The Princess Bride meets Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. It's a group of medieval con men that go from kingdom to kingdom selling their services as dragon slayers, but there's no dragon. They fake the whole thing. They plant like big footprints around, and they burn down some peasant hovels, and they start rumors about giant monsters seen flying in the night. And then they go to the king and say, "Oh, and we'll slay that dragon for you for 100 gold coins or something." And they've got a whole bunch of like taxidermied stuffed crocodile heads that they stuck deer antlers on. And it's a hoot. It's just a real stupid con game. And then, of course, there really is a dragon. They don't know what to do. And that's this whole band of lovable scoundrels. And I loved that. I didn't really like the cover the original publisher did. And so I got the rights back again. And then we reissued it at Wordfire Press. But it still was... It wasn't the cover that I really wanted, but I've always wanted to do a sequel to it. And I wanted to do I wanted to continue the adventures of this medieval conman. And I had a sequel in mind called Skeleton in the Closet. And it's our guys, they go to a castle and they're playing their scam and the usual stuff. And then a not particularly bright orc army swarms over and invades the castle and takes it over. And so they're stuck hiding in the secret passages of this castle, and they've got to get rid of this orc army somehow. And so they decide to haunt the castle because orcs are very afraid of ghosts, because you can't bash ghosts with the club and they don't know what to do with them. And so our gang haunts the castle. It's kind of like Die Hard in a castle because they're running around and doing stuff. And that's the sequel that I wanted to write. And that's when I thought, let's do a Kickstarter like I did for Dan Shamble. I wanted to get new artwork for the Dragon business and get artwork for Skeleton in the Closet. And I just put that together as those two books are my Kickstarter, and then a whole bunch of other goodies going on. And I do want to make a note because I think we'll be showing what the actual artwork is on some of these. So I use a team of really talented artists and designers that happen to be located in the Ukraine. And I had commissioned them to do these new covers. I'm the art director. I said, this is what I want. And they're really great. But I was originally going to launch this Kickstarter in November, but the artists were delayed because they were running into bomb shelters and they were losing power and they were having air raid sirens and Russian missiles all over the place. So they asked for a little extra time, and of course I gave them the extra time. But as you can see, I hope we're showing it, that they just did fantastic artwork. I love what they did, and I love supporting them. I mean, I'm giving them work. Some of their workers are, artists are refugees that they've left Ukraine, and I just want to support them and doing this. So they're the ones that created the cover art. And they gave me the rights to use it. So we also use that artwork to make like coffee mugs and T-shirts and things.
Oh, neat.
Kickstarter. So
well, I'm personally very glad that you waited. Thank you for supporting those artists who clearly have need with their war-torn country, and that was the right thing to do. So thank you for that.
Well, and here's the other silver lining to it. Because we got delayed from November until January, in the meantime, I managed to write the whole draft of Skeleton in the Closet. So the draft of the book is done, which means that I'll be able to get it all finished up and sent out to the Kickstarter backers a couple months sooner than I would have projected otherwise. So
awesome. That's
kind of neat. And what I love about this stuff is you are on your own schedule, and it's your responsibility as a creator. I've got to get those coffee mugs done. I've got to get the chapbooks done. I've got to get the at a certain, like, one or two more stretch goals. Then we'll have enough money that I'll go into the recording studio and I will do the audiobook of it. And I've done all the Dan Shamble audiobooks, and I just love doing it. I've got a dumb humor voice when I want to, and it turns out great. So I think that this is terrific because it gives me as a writer the option to do books that I really want to do that I wouldn't be able to do if I was stuck in the normal traditional publishing brackets.
That's really great. So to be able to put all this together and bring it into this Kickstarter, which I believe you said as well, that the backers on the Kickstarter page, that the backers will have access to the books long before the public does?
Well, see, that's when I do it. My projected date of giving all of the Skeleton in the Closet, all the books, everything is like June. That gives me 6 months to write it or finish writing and editing and produce everything. I will probably be faster than that, but I just want to give myself some elbow room. Sure. But if you're just random customer who wants to buy a copy of Skeleton in the Closet, we won't make it available for months after the Kickstarter people get it. So if you want to read the book as soon as you can, you'll get it maybe 2, 3, 4 months sooner if you are a backer rather than if you wait for it to show up on Amazon.
Awesome. Okay. Now, so not only on the Kickstarter can you get Dragon Business and Skeleton in the Closet, you've also the Kickstarter is also participating in the Make 100 project. Can you explain that?
Yeah, for every January, Kickstarter has it's some promotional thing that if you make 100 of something, limited of something, then it's a certain category called Make 100. And what I decided to do was make a signed, numbered chapbook of the very first Dragon Business story. And this is really kind of cool because the story that I wrote, that's kind of the core idea of the conmen and the fake dragon slaying and stuff. That was the first short story I ever sold in my career for $12.50. And it was in like 1981 or something like that. So my very first published short story. And I'm reprinting that in a chapbook with some illustrations. And I wrote a special foreword for it, kind of explaining everything. And in fact, I even found my photocopy of the cash check for the $12.50. And I'm gonna include that in there. Just here's an image of it. And anyway, there's only going to be 100 of these chapbooks,
Cool.
and you can get, they're only at the $20 level. So I didn't really want to make it too expensive. I just wanted it to be something fun. And so there's that in there. And like I said, the coffee mugs and the t-shirts, and there's another really neat thing that writers or creators might be interested in. So when I do all of my writing, here's my writing tool. I have a digital recorder and I go out hiking every day. I live in Colorado, and I have trails up in the mountains all over the place, and I have my outlines, and I just go out. Here's chapter 5, and I know what's going to happen, and I walk and I just dictate my stories, and so I know what's going to happen, but I'm making it up. I'm doing the descriptions. I'm sometimes laughing at my own jokes when I go, oh, that's a good one. And sometimes dogs bark at me, and sometimes punching through the snow, and so that's how I dictate the book, and then I send all the files to a typist. They transcribe them, and then I get it into a Word file. But at the $100 level of the Kickstarter, I will give you all of my original raw audio files, so you can listen to me write this book from start to finish, chapter to chapter, as the dogs bark at me, as the train goes by and blasts its horn, as I'm crunching, as I'm snorting about a stupid joke or something like that. So it's sort of like getting the audio book before the book is done, but it's me dictating, and it's just a real unique experience to get all of the chapters. And I'll go, oh wait, back up and add this thing, or I forgot to put this foreshadowing in there, and it's just the whole book. It's like 45 audio files, and that would be just, for some people, that's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, I think that's a cool like fan thing, but also, like you said, for creators to like get a glimpse into your process, I think is really interesting. Now, I am imagining like the random camper in the mountains of Colorado being like, there's that weird guy that talks to himself every day in the woods.
It used to be like that, but I go far from other people who are going
Okay.
But the other thing is that I've been doing this all my career. So, decades I've been dictating, even back when they were micro cassettes instead of digital recorders. But I used to get the weird looks, but now everybody's talking on their phones or using Bluetooth or something like that, and nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Well, I mean, back then, I used to go to. I love Death Valley. I lived in California, and I would go out and stay in a little lodge in the desert, and I'd love to just kind of sit there on the porch with my laptop and see the desert mountains, and I'd be editing things. And people used to come up to me and like snarl and say, "You're on vacation. You shouldn't be working. Stop bringing work here." And I would go, first off, go away, and second, I'm not on vacation. I'm on the job, and this is my office. What does your office look like, idiot? And I mean that. But nowadays, nobody. I mean, people have their laptops all the time, and they're always working at Starbucks, and they're always working. So that whole idea of going somewhere and you should be on vacation and not working is thankfully gone away, because some of us freelance people don't have 9-to-5 jobs, and we don't have like, oh, I've put in, it's the weekend and I don't do any writing on the weekend. Well, no, that's not what happens. And we're working all the time. And, this Kickstarter has been keeping me busy nonstop, but I still have a comic script to deliver. I teach grad level classes. I've still got papers to grade and all kinds of stuff. So I've got interviews to do on Zoom sometimes. And
And take that, Death Valley Karens. Like,
yes. So,
people complaining
I mean,
to.
it is bad in the sense that we've become more working all day, every day. But on the other hand, unless I'm working on an assembly line in a factory somewhere, I'd rather be working at home at 8 o'clock at night when I want to, or if you're an early riser, work at 5 in the morning when there's no noise around, or at 1 in the morning when everybody's gone to sleep. And I love the fact that it is okay to be more flexible now. And I get more done. As I said, when we were just getting up to this, there's only 40 hours in a day and you can only do so much. And
yeah, that was the question of would Kevin be willing to game with us for a one shot? And he's like, I have all of my hobbies already defined. That's totally fine. So tell us more. So I saw even more rewards were available. Like there's sets of other books that are signed, and like there's the high level tiers where that have some pretty good stuff. I won't spoil it because I want you to say it.
Well, when I'm doing this, now you got to understand, I have a couple of employees and we have an online web store. I think the link will be up somewhere on this, and we ship out signed copies of my books a lot of times, and I do pre-orders if I got a new Dune book coming out, and so we kind of have the infrastructure in place to send things out. And because I own a publishing house, I know how to print a chapbook and I know how to put the books together. So that is a kind of an important thing. And I don't want to, when I'm gushing about how great the Kickstarter thing is, I want to warn people who are listening, going, "Oh, that's a cool idea." It's kind of like when you walk into Home Depot and the guy comes up and says, "You know what? You can remodel your own kitchen. It's easy. Just do it all yourself." Well, most people can't. I've got experience. I know how to do this. So don't just say I'm going to publish 10 books and give it to my Kickstarter backers, but I've never published a book before. So anyway, we've got kind of the infrastructure there, and I have a lot of books, and a lot of them are, like I said, I've done this big epic fantasy trilogy called Spine of the Dragon, and I thought, well, dragon business backers might like this big dragon epic fantasy. So I've got signed hardcovers of that you can buy. Well, you're not buying on Kickstarter, you're supporting me, and I'm giving you a reward. So it's a subtle difference. Like I said, those original raw audio files as I dictated it, I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I think the coolest one is, I'm still waiting for sort of a rich sugar daddy who wants this, because I think it's the coolest idea that I came up with. That so it's not, I can't say that it's an NFT, but if you think about it like a collectible NFT, that if it's at the $5,000 levels for, so some of you very, very set gamers out there who've got, anyway, you tell me what kind of story you want, and I will write an original Kevin J. Anderson story for you.
That's
brand
so
new
cool.
story that I've never written anywhere. And I will print it out and I will sign the manuscript for you, and I'll send you the manuscript and then delete my files, and I will never publish it anywhere else, and nobody else will ever see it. Or you could show it if you want, but it's sort of like your absolute exclusive. This is like a musician doing a song for you and then deleting the file. That nobody else gets to publish this story. It is special for you, and that's why it's so expensive, because I can't sell it anywhere else or do anything else with it. But if you're like on the stalker end of the fan spectrum, that might be a and there's Nicola, who's expressing his displeasure that I'm on.
Get off the computer. I'm gonna leave you a present.
I brought my toy here. I want to play.
Okay, so
anyway, so that's kind of a fun one. And and this is a cool, our first stretch goal and in fact, we blew past it before I could even post the stretch goal. So that's how. But at the 12,500 level, which we're well past, I promised that I was going to put together a brand new collection of just all of my funny short stories, all of my science fiction and fantasy and horror funny short stories in a whole collection called The Funny Business. And it'll only be available to the backers of this campaign. They can add it on and buy either a hardcover or a paperback or an ebook, whatever
Cool.
they want. And because we reached that level of funding, now it is worth my time to put that collection together and typeset it and print it and everything. And so that is, nobody else can buy it. It's just here as this part of the campaign until, I don't know, months after the campaign is over, and then I'll put it up as my regular stuff on Amazon. But this is an exclusive for the backers. And so my wife and I just sort of sit and brainstorm these things about, oh, we could add this or we could do this. And frankly, I've got a ton of stuff that we can put in there. And as we get to another,
at least 175 at last check.
Well, but this goes to my earlier soapbox about the indie publishing and things. Now, like the Star Wars books and things, I don't own those, so I can't give away the free ebooks of those. But anything that I've published, I can do whatever I want with it. So, in fact, I just put up the next stretch goal that we're going to get to will be the first collection of all of the Dan Shamble short stories. So you'll just get a free ebook of all the Dan Shamble short stories if we get to, I think it's the $20,000 level, and then I got a whole list of books that, and I've even gone to some other authors, and they're giving me like, here, if you reach this goal, then take 2 of my books and put them up there.
Ooh.
So there are people that come on and back this for a $5 ebook, and they're going to walk away with about 12 books in their hands because of it. So
that's awesome. Speaking of 12 books, I did see a mystery box reward. Tell me about that.
That's actually being very popular. So you can't see it. I'm in my basement, and I've got shelves and shelves of all kinds of like old paperbacks of my fantasy novels or my techno thrillers and short story collections and things that I have that I've either got new editions of them or I just bought extra copies at some point. And so it's pretty cheap. I think it's at the $55 level that I'll just pick 12 random books from my shelf. They'll be paperbacks or hardcovers or whatever I feel like, and put them in a box, and you'll get 12 books, and they're all signed. And that's just, now there might be like book 2 in a trilogy or something like that, because that's what I have extras of, but that's what you get. And it's a surprise box, and who knows what it'll be.
That's neat. I've been very tempted by that one when I saw it. I was like, ooh, and like you said, for $55, you're getting 12 books. That's a really
and
nice
I'm
deal.
Getting room on my shelves.
Yeah. That's the best. I like this strategy for a garage sale for the future.
Yeah, I mean,
awesome.
So I was just kind of looking, and I just went, I mean, they've long been paid for, so it's not like I need to make money at it. And I thought this will maybe get me a bunch of fans for other series, or just people will give them away to their friends because maybe they don't like techno thrillers, so they give it to their neighbor or something like that. And it's a Johnny Appleseed kind of thing, and maybe we'll get more readers that way.
Neat. All right. So is there anything else you want to share about this Kickstarter or series that we haven't covered already?
Well, I mean, I'm very happy with how it's gone. It is, I mean, our we funded so fast, but I put a low level on it because that was just strictly to pay for like the cover art from the Ukrainians and stuff. But really what this has to be is, I mean, my kind of fuzzy target goal is it needs to be what a New York publisher would have paid me to write the book, because this is what I do for my job. This is how I make a living. And I'm writing Skeleton in the Closet because I want to. But if I wasn't doing Skeleton in the Closet, well, then I would be selling a book to Tor Books or something like that. And so So it's not just the $2,000 that I need to make. It has to be sort of what I get paid for writing the book too. And who knows what that is? I mean, I've already written it, so I've invested it because I believe in myself. I believe in my fans and supporters because I know they'll like it. And I get to write something that is really fun for me, and Kickstarter gives me the ability to do that. I mean, sure, I could always just self-publish it and it would be okay, but this gives it a lot more like a platform to go out on, and
a lot of lift.
And
awesome.
then because the first Dan Shamble one last May was so good, I'm going to have to write another Dan Shamble book at some point. So that'll probably be my May or June Kickstarter. We plan.
Excellent. Now, I just thought of a question about your publishing company. Do you just print and publish your own novels, or do you contact other authors and publish their works? How does that work?
Well, we have published a lot of other authors. We over the past few years, we had really blown up. We've got like 400 different titles that we've released and 100 and some different authors. But as I refer to my earlier comment of there's only 40 hours in a day, and then my earlier comment when I said in a lower voice that some authors are kind of tough to work with. So with so many things going on, and I'm writing a monthly comic series for Boom. I've got other books that are currently under contract. I'm a full-time professor in a graduate program in a Colorado university. And I'm also working on, and I'll say what I can say on this, but I'm co-producer on the new Dune TV show. I'm worked on the 2 Dune movies. I've got a bunch of other Hollywood stuff going on, which is very time consuming and a lot of BS, and sometimes it actually happens. And so because of that, we're kind of scaling back on publishing other people's stuff, and we're using WordFire as just like a platform to get my own stuff out. It's literally the 40 hours in a day thing that I just don't have the energy to devote to everything, and what can I cut out? So that's WordFire Press. So please don't send me all of your gaming fantasy fiction that you wrote. I don't have a for it. But I mean, I love it and I love doing it. There was and I'm publisher of WordFire Press, so I've got like a publisher hat I can wear as well, and just depends on who I'm trying to impress at the family picnic,
Fair enough. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time and your energy and everything that you've done. Not just like with this Kickstarter and with Dune currently happening and stuff like that, but really the impact that you've had on sci-fi as a whole and shaping what it is today. So thank you very much for that.
I'm doing what I really love in about 12 different directions. So I'm
awesome.
So thanks for letting me just rant about it for a long time in an unstructured interview. I just put a coin in me and I just start talking because
it's great.
It's
fun. I was scrolling because I was like, he already covered that question. He covered that question. We're good to go. Okay, good. So we're, as long as we hit all those big major points to talk about you, your work, and what you're putting out. Other than the Kickstarter page itself, which the link is going to be dropped in the chat, where can people follow you to learn more about you, your work, and your next Kickstarter project?
Well, the way that I really communicate most is on my Facebook pages, because it gives me time to I can put images, and I'm not limited to 240 characters. But so if you just search for official Kevin J. Anderson page, or that's the one to look for. I have a personal page, but Facebook fills it up at 5,000 people, and I can't add any more people. So and my Twitter handle is the word "the" and my initials, so it's the KJA. And my website is wordfire.com, which really needs to be updated. But the part you guys might be most interested in is we've got the web store, and it's wordfireshop.com, and you can get signed copies of like almost everything that I've got there if you're interested. And
Awesome.
we try to keep that. So
my dog's very upset that anyone else might get in on that great deal.
Maybe he's going to chase after Nikola Tesla in the back.
It's true. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kevin. I'm sure we'll see you next time for your next project. But don't go anywhere, Rem PCs. We will be right back. Special thank you to Kevin J. Anderson for his time and energy and clear enthusiasm for this project and the sci-fi industry. Don't forget that we have a wonderful giveaway of the original Dragon Business novel on ebook. Thank you so much to Kevin J. Anderson for donating such a cool prize. Type hashtag RemPC in the chat for your free entry to win. And don't forget to get bonus entries and impact the game by donating bits and subs in chat. All funds help us to pay our cast and crew and keep producing content. You can also pick up t-shirts and merch at our Etsy store at www.remalternus.com/Etsy. Exit Vector is the aerial combat minis game coming to Kickstarter this year. Give your pilots some much-deserved attention as you use this rules-light game on its own or as part of your cyberpunk role-playing game. Get your rigor on with Exit Vector and follow the link in chat to check out the project. Don't forget to enter your email. And Subversion, the new cyberpunk fantasy TTRPG by Fragging Unicorns Games, is coming soon to Kickstarter. Build your community and subvert authority at every turn in this gritty Neo-Babylon setting. Follow the project now before it goes live at the link in the chat. Thank you all for joining, and we will see you next time, Rem PCs. Bye.
In the city of Neo-Babylon, full of powerful magic and emerging cyber technology, the authorities say that they know what's best, but only ever seem to help themselves. That's where you come in. If the powerful won't help, you'll just have to get things done on your own. Hey folks, I'm Opti, the founder of Fragging Unicorns Games and creator of the Subversion RPG. In Subversion, you and your friends play as envoys, representatives of your communities taking direct action to serve and save the people around you. But there's a catch. Both characters and communities have values that are important to them. Trying to subvert an oppressive world around you while also holding true to those values isn't an easy task. Neo-Babylon is a world much like our own, but where magic and wondrous things have always existed. And the ancient Babylonian Empire was the first to wield that magic to conquer and assimilate their enemies. Now, in Neo-Babylon, communities struggle against oppressive arcane elites, faceless corporate masters, and all kinds of authorities that have boots aimed at their necks. So if you want to play a game where you can encounter wondrous creatures, breach computer systems, bend magic to your will, search out lost civilizations, steal from the rich, and give to the poor, Subversion might be for you. But if you're looking for a game where your values truly matter and building up your community is just as important as destroying unjust systems of control, Subversion is absolutely for you.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?
What a spell! Spell. She's just spelling 92 times. Spell.
You get to play with us now, which is so exciting. So with channel points, bits, and subscribes, you can give rewards to the player of your choice. So how to do that is, no, not Bob. Channel points, I believe it is 500 points, gets you NERPs, which is +3 to any dice roll to the player of your choice. For 1,000 channel points, you can do a point of edge to any player. And for 2,500 channel points, you can do 4 edge to the player of your choice. Now for bits, for 100 bits, that's $1, you can do the NERPs. For 200 bits, that's $2, you can do the point of edge. Or for 500 bits, that's $5, get 4 edge to give to the player of your choice. And finally, again, the subs, if you subscribe, you can give 4 edge to any player.
Hey there, NPCs. Welcome to our actual play of Shadowrun 6th World Emerald Glitch. I'm Bob, your GM, and tonight we continue on our way toward the world premiere of the Arion Cut. So previously on Emerald Glitch, our runners were hired to provide security for the world premiere of the new movie Billy Redux. And they were also invited to a pre-screening with some Spin Global executives from Seattle. And what followed was a 3-hour snooze fest that Nova has decided is entirely uncanon. It is totally unBilly. And there were some texts exchanged, basically Nova asking if Billy sold out. But our runners have been hired mainly to keep tabs on Billy while he's in town, keep him out of trouble if that's possible, and essentially be responsible for his whereabouts until they put him back on the plane following the premiere, which comes up in about a week's time. So we pick up with Nova and Slick in the van in the parking garage at the hotel, just after viewing that travesty of a film.
Slick.
Sorry about that. Sound issue again.
I hate to say it, but I think we're gonna have to do something.
Okay, now when you say we have to do something, what can I mean? The movie sucks.
There's no
no-
way Billy is going to let this stand.
Now, as I recall, Billy is a very angry person with a penchant to kick things. Normally,
I say that he's a
when he's-
proactive problem solver.
I don't know how we expect him to react to
It's
the fact
bad.
that his. Did you tell him?
Yes.
How exactly did you? I mean, I'm sure you were.
You ever have like a hero let you down kind of moment?
Please tell me you did not tell him that he let you down with this movie.
Well, I was sitting outside of the room with all that popcorn, and I just started messaging him.
Can I see the message?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna look over to like the "you sold out" message and just.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And then I'd sent them the film also. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And that's when that's the point when the side door to the, so you're in the SUV, right? The one that you were provided?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The one that I fully intend to steal.
Yeah, so the back door opens, and in sort of fades Mr. Bell, sort of pixelating in as he crosses the threshold of the door.
You gotta stop doing that.
I just sit there and smile. I don't say anything.
Okay, so all right, well, I feel a little safer. I don't think there's anyone that I've ever met as scary as Mr. Bell, so why don't we
I don't know if we're going to get paid for watching Billy, because I think that we have to help him.
Help him do what exactly?
Well, we should talk to him when he gets here.
How much longer do we have until he gets here?
I checked the calendar.
So it's about a day and a half. So it's the day after tomorrow. And you've just got the agenda. So basically you get the flight that he's due in on early in the morning on... so tonight is the 5th of January. It's early in the morning on the 7th.
All right. We'll help him. Let's try not to cause too much trouble. And I mean, I really do like this SUV, and I know why they gave it to us, but maybe we could try and keep it intact. We help him, he helps us, right? If we don't get paid, I can at least take the car as payment.
I mean, I'm sure Billy wouldn't purposely wreck your new home. Your side home. Your side wheels.
It's yeah, this would be more of like a
Vacation?
flex vehicle.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like a little summer home. All right. Mr. Bill, have you been apprised of everything?
Guard Billy.
I mean,
That's all I
yeah.
know.
All right.
We've been here before.
So
I'm sure it'll be as easy as the first time.
yeah, so unbeknownst to our other runners, Mr. Bell has been here all along.
Oh,
Did you watch the movie,
okay.
Mr. Bell?
I enjoyed it.
There's no okay.
Perhaps while watching from across the street, you had it in your scope.
Okay, Mr. Bell, first off, I think you need to watch your mouth, okay? Don't say these things again.
Yeah, I think that might be the creepiest thing that you've said. That was 3 hours of nothing. And like the few moments that there was anything happening on the screen, it was just shaky cam. I couldn't see anything.
Those are my favorite parts. Chaotic.
Mr. Bell is like a fan of those unsatisfying videos where you think there's going to be a satisfying thing and then it's like the worst.
Okay, well,
I'm going to message
I am-
Billy and make sure that he's not coming earlier.
do you think he would take a
Yeah,
early flight?
so Billy gets back to you and says, yeah, I'll be here tonight. Come get me.
I say, okay, send deeds, ground rules, do not destroy the vehicle we're in. Someone has to live in it. Period. Send.
So Billy, you get that text message, and yeah, you have I mean, your assistant does all the work, but they've gotten you tickets to get there, or I mean, it's your private jet. You've just accelerated the timetable and you've gotten there early. At least that, I mean, they tell you it's your private jet.
I mean, it's a bad idea to kick the door open in air, but after you land, that's a different story. So I'm gonna look out the window of the jet, make sure that that there's vehicles on the tarmac that can see the entrance. And just before somebody comes up to open the door and set up the stairway, just kick the door open. Goes flying.
All right. So you guys are just driving up to SeaTac. There's an adjacent private airway, and you guys drive up, and that's what you see. So you see this private jet has just landed, and as soon as you drive up, the side door of the aircraft gets kicked open.
There he is.
Private jet.
Jump out of the plane, axe in hand, do the superhero landing. Let's go.
I'm going to quickly get out and open the door for him.
No locks. Just remember that. I saw the ground rules, but just no locks. Okay, Billy doesn't do locks.
Billy doesn't do locks. Is that your jet?
Yeah. Don't worry, they'll fix it.
Good to know. All right, yeah. Well, let's get you on inside. You know everyone. I'm Slick. I'll be your driver for today in this lovely vehicle. And you just tell us where you want to go, and I'll take us there.
You don't happen to have a Valkyrie module in here, do you?
No, we don't.
You should probably invest in a Valkyrie module. They're very, very handy.
Oh man, I've been writing a shopping list, and this is exactly the kind of thing I. All right, Valkyrie. What does that do exactly?
Brings people back from the dead.
Billy, are people gonna die while you're here?
That's the plan. If all goes well. Because that movie that I got sent cannot be released. If it is,
if it is, people die. Okay. Yeah, that movie was. I'm sure someone appreciate. Anyway, yes, let's go.
So,
I have your
my
top
God.
suspects here. Look, Mr. Berserker, I don't know why they're trying to do this to you. Well, I guess I know, but I don't know. I don't know. But anyway,
so
this can't.
as you're getting introduced around, someone comes from the aircraft and puts a couple of crates in the back of the SUV, and then walks back to the aircraft.
I don't need to know what's in those boxes.
I want to know what's in the boxes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go open them.
All right. So the box. So there are two crates, sort of side by side. You open one of them, and it's a wide variety of snacks. But they're all prepackaged. You open the other one, and it's like a Pelican case that has all these like foam slots in it, and there are probably 20 comm links, 20 identical comm links, and there's a note laying on top that in handwritten just says, "When he breaks one, pick one of these."
Amazing.
I'll close the comlink crate. I leave the food crate open because I'm not stupid. I will take two handfuls of food, random things. I'll go over to where Billy is, and I'll start handing things over to Billy bit by bit, kind of spread it out. I'll probably do that for the duration of the ride.
Yeah, so that's what you see happen. Just what our audience has just seen on camera. He basically, as he takes each snack, he pulls the mask, slides the snack up underneath it, because he is an orc wearing an orc mask.
So, yes,
Go ahead. No, I was just.
No, you go ahead.
I was just asking. There's nothing incriminating back there, right? Like I don't know what we're carrying. Plausible deniability, but
no, you want some snacks?
Yeah, I'll hand over some random snacks to Slick to show what's in the crate.
Okay.
Shall we move on?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, these seem like our most likely suspects. Billy, do you recognize them? Have you met these guys, these execs? And I pull their
recognize
images
that
up.
name. That guy. That guy is definitely on the hit list. I mean the list of people that I know. Let's go talk to him.
I think we should just be upfront. about you trying to murder these people
Yes, let
at
me.
this point?
I mean,
Or, I'm sorry, exact justice.
We're
we need to
speaking.
get a hold of Ariok. We need to get a hold of Ariok. He can fix all of this. He knows where the film went. He would know where everything go. Just this is why leaving Chicago was such a bad idea. I shouldn't have ever left Chicago.
God, he's from Chicago.
So we need to track Ariok?
But Slick, you knew that.
It just reminded me. Now I'm even more terrified.
You also reminded Slick that none of the snacks you've been given are donuts. And it makes you remember the last guy who was a guest in your vehicle and stole the donuts
He
you had.
took that last donut from me. Yeah, you won't remember this guy. Well, I do. Anyway, so I just want to be clear with everybody in the car. Like he's doing like the dad before a long road trip kind of deal. When we say that we're going to kill these people, we're just speaking figuratively. Like we're gonna beat them up or like razz them for putting together a bad movie. We're not actually doing a murder, right?
Bill, you got a problem with that?
Not at all. Just say the word. I don't really deal in gray area, unfortunately. If the contract is to kill, I kill.
So,
Killer Kara, you up for a job?
Not my name, but I'm here for the ride.
It's in the script.
Yes, I, Killer Kara, am prepared.
do I get a cool nickname? Like Slick or Salty Slick? No, I don't like Salty Slick. Don't call me that. I'll think of one. All right. Well,
Snacky Slick.
Hey, you watch yourself. All right. I've got the address. We can just head on down to do a murder.
So what address do you have?
They pointed out one of the execs.
Okay.
So I can either look up his address. Wait,
I think we've already looked up their
we already
info.
I did that last time. So we have their address.
You did not look up their details, but
okay.
they're relatively public figures. The name that Billy pointed to is David Davis, VP for Trade Production.
Should I hop in the Matrix and find Mr. Davis?
The other one that Billy said is you need to find Ariok.
So I'm just gonna ask everybody in the car. So is there a preference to who we go to first? Davis or Ariok? I could find them easy because that's another of the things that I do. I don't like to brag, but I can find anybody anywhere.
Billy, you said Ariok had all the answers, right?
Ariok's the man. Yeah, he's always taking care of me. He's from Chicago too.
Oh God, just more of them. All right, yeah. Cool. Then let's find Ariok. I'm guessing this is a Matrix perception check.
Yeah, so it's similar. It's a Matrix search, but it's the same attribute and skill combo.
Then here we go.
Our first roll of the night. Oh no! 2 and a glitch. Okay.
Continues. What did I do to roll 20?
I think you need to sign out and sign back in.
I wiped my entire computer.
Roll 20 still has a mark on your deck. Yeah, so you're kind of sitting there too long, and you're doing this as you sort of get ready to slump over, and then you think about, do I want to slump over, or do I want to try this still awake AR sort of thing? And somebody knocks on your window, and it's like one of the gate guards that says, "You gonna be here very long?"
Just a couple more minutes. I just have to put in the address for the GPS. You know how that is.
Everybody else was left. He's pointing at his comm link. Move along.
Yeah, we'll be. Okay, it's only gonna take maybe a minute or two. So we'll be out of your hearing just a second.
Want me to drive?
And you look around. You look around, and everybody else is gone.
Yeah, I'm also gonna tell and also next time, knock on the door because you leave fingerprints on the windows when you knock on the windows, and that's just a nightmare to get out.
Huh. And he puts his palm print right between his face and yours on the window.
Yeah. All right. So he's activated my petty. I would like to matrix search this person.
Okay.
While Slick's doing that, I'm gonna get confrontational with the guy.
Okay.
I'm backing you up.
Hey, buddy. He just told you not to touch his window.
Billy, go ahead and make a composure test. Charisma plus willpower. Yeah, so this guy, you have no trouble looking up. We'll say.
Cool. I'd like to put a data bomb in his phone. Nobody puts fingerprints on my windows.
Okay, so you essentially do you just data spike it, or you put a data bomb on it?
I'm putting a data bomb in there. Like the next time he goes to use his phone, he's gonna render it useless. I hope he's ready to set up an appointment at the genius bar.
So as he's walking away, at the moment he's sort of ignoring the confrontation behind him, and you see he goes to look at his comlink again. Apparently, there's an urban brawl match tonight, and his comlink blows up. And with that lovely composure test, Billy, you feel the urge to make your signature exit.
Oh yeah, that's gonna feel good.
I mean, this guy's getting snarky just when you're worried about your career going bad.
Yeah, we got to deal with this guy. Boom, and exit stage left.
So Nova, you were saying you're basically trying to flag the guy down.
Oh, I was just bitching him out.
Okay. And then you hear off to your, we'll say to your right, the signature exit of Billy Berserker.
Ooh.
And that's the point when his comm link blows, and he just looks around, and it's full on deer in the headlights. I mean, he barely sees what's coming his way, and Billy just plows through him. And this guy goes down. It goes down hard.
I imagine he exploded into a blood cloud.
And you don't leave fingerprints on another person's vehicle. Ever. You don't do that. It's wrong. Watch the PowerPoint.
Like I'm imagining Slick looking at like the door hanging off the hinges and watching this speech like, yeah, he's right.
Yep, that's what you're looking at. You're looking at a door hanging off the hinges, probably hanging off one hinge at this point, and then you see Billy sort of leaning over a guy who's just flattened on the ground on the tarmac, and sort of pointing his finger at him, lecturing him about something he's never going to hear. And blood is sort of smeared across his face.
You hear the click clack of my dress shoes behind you, Billy, and I just gently rest a hand on your shoulder. I think he learned his lesson.
Yeah, some people need to learn lessons.
I look down at the guy and I say, "Sorry for the inconvenience. Have a good evening." And I try to usher Billy away back to the car.
See, this is why you need Valkyrie modules in your vehicles, because situations like this come up. It's handy.
True. I agree with you.
I will get a Valkyrie module. Oh, I've put in the address, and we're all set to go whenever we've wrapped up here.
Oh, so that glitch means that you did not pull up an address yet.
Oh, whoops.
All of that encounter was precipitated by your glitch. That's to say that you need to start the data search over again.
All right, let me see.
Does security guard have keys?
It would be virtual keys on what's left of his comm link.
His comm link's destroyed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's fully bricked.
All right. Well.
What is going on?
Oh boy.
I can't find this guy.
Dice.
You have any edge?
Just the edge I start with.
Yeah, so you guys all start with your full edge attribute.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think anybody's been injured because we haven't had any combat.
All right. I'll pay 2 to turn that. I'll turn one of my 4s into a success.
Okay. So what I'll tell you is that this is an extended test. So 0 successes means less now than it would normally.
Okay.
So by extended test, what I'm going to ask you to do is to re-roll with 1 fewer die. If you just hit the re-roll again, I'll take the last die off the back.
Okay.
So what happens is each time you roll, it's 10 minutes. You're essentially piling up successes until you get something. It represents a more lengthy knowledge search.
There we go.
5 hits. Okay. One more time.
Okie dokie.
You want I should drive?
I promise I'm really good at what I do. I'm a little nervous. There was door kicking, fingerprints on the windows. Things have to be a certain way for me to like really do my best. But I'm feeling it. I just started off. It's always hard meeting new people. I'm not very social. I don't know how to meet new people very well. But I found that I think I'm close to finding.
So you do manage to get out of there, and discretion being the rule of the day, you get out of there before any authorities get there. And it does take you the better part of. It takes you about a half an hour.
My God, I'm so sorry, y'all.
But that's really what happens. That's really what happens with a matrix search. Is it takes time. In this case, it takes you half an hour, and really only because you were so good on the last 2 rolls. You think a regular data searching person would not come up with this information, but you do come up with a. There is a motel you get an address to that's out in way out in Tacoma. where's the light? Yeah, way out in Tacoma, way out far to the southwest, down near where Fort Lewis and Puget Sound are. And it is sort of out in the middle of nowhere. There is a motel. And you think you saw somebody check in with a fake SIN that you heard from somebody who heard from somebody that Ariok might have used at one point.
Well, I've got to.
Incidentally, what you find out about Ariok, the person named Ariok, that's his name. He's a 60-year-old elf mage, a Horizon producer, so not Spin Global. Originally contracted to adapt Billy to the big screen. There was some corporate shenanigans that took place. It must have been about 6 months ago when Billy Redux was being shot in Seattle. And that's when Spin Global managed to buy out the production and have Ariok fired. As Billy said, Ariok is originally from Chicago. He ran the Chicago Shadows in the early 50s, even before Bug City. And he picked up Billy through some friends at Spire Enterprises in Chicago. In 2077, he launched the all-new Epic Adventures of Billy Berserker, which was an epic hit among Action Frid fans. You have the full library. So you're able to look up things on Ariok because Ariok as a producer is well known, and then you sort of run down some shadow details. But he's sort of holed up in this motel way out in nowhere. You think it's about an hour drive from here.
All right, folks. Got some info. I've copied it to most of you, so you can review it. But the most important news is I have a heading. I know where we need to go. It is just an hour's drive. So we've got snacks, we've got tunes. It'll be a fun little road trip. That into the man.
Make another Matrix perception test, please.
Okie dokie. Am I still ticking dice away, or
yeah? This is your full normal.
Okay, full normal. Nah, I do better when I'm losing dice for some reason. See, I rolled a 3.
That's awesome. 3 is enough. As you're doing this matrix search and you're compiling all this data, you think that the only reason you're able to find some of these shadow details is because someone else has been looking for him too. Someone else who is skilled in matrix searches.
Is there anything like an auto drive function where I can just kind of put in a heading and the car starts to go there?
Yeah, most vehicles have a pilot program. Some are better than others. This particular vehicle has a decent pilot program. It's a luxury vehicle. I think its pilot is like 3 or 4.
Okay, I'm gonna do that, and I would like to see if I can find out who is looking up this information.
Okay.
And I'm gonna let the team know that that's what I'm doing while I'm under. Billy,
so at this point, you go unconscious as you go full VR to do this matrix search. So it'll be another search, but I'll give you you'll get +2 dice for it.
Ooh, I like that.
So let's see if a dice bonus does anything to roll 20.
So that'll be 15 dice. Here we go. Yeah! Damn!
Nice. Okay. And then
Tell
roll,
me what is my FI.
and then roll that again.
The same 15?
It'll be 14 this time.
Okie dokie. Yes, I lose dice and roll higher.
You're using up all the team rolls.
Wow.
We'll find him, but he's gonna kick our butts when we
So, yeah, you're able to find some information about who else is doing the matrix search. You almost didn't. This guy's been covering his tracks pretty well, and has been doing what you do, rebooting your deck every once in a while, and you come up with a matrix icon that you identify only as Fisher.
Fisher. All right. I'm going to check out. Reset
Fishing
the.
attack.
Well, he's attacking me.
No, as in that's how the name is spelled. It's Fisher with a PH.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. This guy. I'm gonna check out. I want to reset my deck.
And I think by now you've heard of this character.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna confirm with the team.
Okay.
So while I was under, there's been someone else who's looking for Mr. Arak. Goes by the name of Fisher. Real good at covering his tracks. I'm obviously better at finding tracks. I don't like that. But anyone familiar with a Fisher?
Yeah.
Well, if I recall, the mage was talking about Fisher, right? Comparing me to this guy.
She kind of bullied him. Yeah, he was our guy before you. Well, Mr. L, what do we do?
You say Mr. Bell?
Yeah.
Oh. What do you mean?
Do we reach out to Fisher and?
You can if you like.
I mean, it's been a while.
Would you like me to reach out to Mr.
Yeah, you
Fisher?
should reach out to him. You should reach out to him.
Okay. So I'll call Fisher.
You call Fisher, okay. So it picks up. And the voice on the other end is Fisher, but with a little twinge of something that you can't quite place, and it's more sinister. And the voice says, Patrick Henry Edwards.
I
know your name now.
Oh.
Not much else about you, but I know your name.
I'm sorry, and there's kind of like it looks like my eyes are glitching, like it's kind of a twitch. I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure who you're referring to, Fisher. It's good to hear from you. And I'm kind of like, it looks like yeah, that's the best I could explain it. I'm just kind of like I'm glitching.
Like you're glitching, all right.
Slick,
I need
does
for
that look
you
like
to make...
Slick, does that look like a seizure to you?
Honestly, nothing Mr. Bill does seems natural to me. I just look to you all to see if there's anything strange about their behavior.
I haven't seen that before.
So I need for you to make a willpower +2 test.
Power +2. Oh, what happened? It's asking me to input an
So it
attribute?
asks, pick none,
Okay. And submit.
and then it should say modifier.
Oh, of course.
Maybe it did before that.
That's probably better that I that I fail.
Okay.
If I fail.
All right. Yes, you do.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Wow.
Neo Fisher.
So now I need for you to make a composure test.
Bonjour. Of course. I'll take that.
You feel something strange come over you, and you sort of shake it off. Like the sound of this name you probably don't know. That sound of the name is sort of shook you to your core. And Fisher says, the one you left me with has taught me some things.
It's good to hear that you're doing well, Fisher.
And I see it didn't take you long to replace me. Just fill in another decker, I suppose.
You're always welcome to join the group, Fisher. It's all business after all.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will once I've dealt with your new guy. Click.
And we're not hearing any of this, are we?
You are not hearing any of this.
No, I'm
Okay.
still whispering to you about his eyes glitching.
Yeah, that's
That's basically what's going on.
It appears that Fisher is working against us now. That's not favorable.
Oh no.
Question query. Why did you look like you were doing Max spin room when you were talking on the phone there?
What do you mean?
You were kind of doing this when you were on the phone. Is that
Funny. I don't remember any of that. We should get a move on though, because now we're racing Fisher.
Oh, yeah, we're going. It's just, I'll increase the speed of the autopilot.
Okay.
Oh.
So the thing about an autopilot is it always obeys the speed limit.
Oh.
This is where you probably want to jump in and drive yourself.
Yeah.
In which case I'll ask for a piloting test.
Gotcha.
The thing about pilot programs and Grid Guide are it always obeys the speed limit. It takes what Grid Guide is determined to be the best path to your destination and typically doesn't vary.
Gotcha. I'm sure at some point Slick will get around to hacking that. But let's do the pilot thing. Yeah, I'll take my 3s all day.
Well, since you jumped in, technically you get 2 more dice.
Oh,
and the threshold is reduced. And the threshold is reduced by 2.
All right, so I'll just roll 2 more if that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, 4.
4 dice or 4 hits, and the threshold was not originally 6, so you make that pretty handily. So what you see is now, Slick sort of shifts in his sleep, and you see the autopilot disengage, and the vehicle speeds up. And you guys are going sort of out in the middle of nowhere, way out into coma.
So Slick's passed out right now?
Slick is passed out right now.
I'll take a seat right behind him, and I'll just wait until he comes conscious again.
Hate you so much.
So, Kara, the driver seems like he's got this well under control. what's been going on here in Seattle since I was here shooting the movie? I mean, adventuring and slaying dragons elsewhere.
I mean, don't do that. Don't do that. And I go like this to his hands because he just don't do that. I mean, just staying busy. Still working at my normal day job every once in a while. There's not much going on. I don't want to talk about that right now. We have a bigger problem.
Life is good. We got a vehicle. We're moving. Driver's passed out.
So since you say that, Slick, please make a willpower plus firewall test.
Why? Okay, I can do it. Willpower plus fire. Oh, where do I add? Because I've got firewall here. Oh, there it is. Willpower. Yeah. Get out of my brain. Oh no.
Ooh. Make him reroll his successes.
Yeah, it'll only cost you 4 edge.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Now I'm tapped out of age though.
I am also going to make you re-roll your successes.
How dare! Okay. Yes! Get out of my brain!
So someone is knocking at your pan. Someone's knocking at your network, trying to find ways inside.
Okay. All right, so there's a thing that I was reading up on, which I want to know if I can do this, where you can trap someone in the Matrix. Essentially, like you came into my system and now I get rid of your exit. You're here with me forever. Well, not forever, obviously, but I would like to try that. Well, actually, no. I'm just gonna rebuff this person. I'm sorry. I'm still learning. So yeah, I'm just gonna attack them. Like, how dare you?
Gonna attack him? All right.
Yeah.
So this will be a. You're just gonna do a data spike on him.
Yep.
All right. So that is a hacking and logic.
Let's do it. Data spike. Where are you? There it is. No, that's not great. 4. Oh.
I'm gonna make one of my 4s into a 5. No, that's not gonna work because you're attacking. Okay. So he takes that hit. So it is matrix damage equal to what is your attack attribute?
My attack attribute is 7.
Okay, so half of that round up is 4, and 1 additional box per net hit, which is 1. So 5 damage.
And I just wanted, like, when he's trying to hack in, he's gonna get an error message, but it's gonna be a gif of Arnold Schwarzenegger as Dr. Freeze going, "You know what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age." And I want him to sit on there and think about it.
Okay. Let's see. So
a good character choice.
okay.
Ooh.
Okay, he logs off. Or is pushed offline, and you think you've gotten the better of him.
Is there any way for me to ID to the attacker?
Looks like the same icon you've been tracing.
Okay.
Like Fisher.
I'm gonna pop up from full control for a hot second just to say your last guy sucked, and then I'm gonna go back and keep
Mr. Bell, he wakes up briefly.
Well, if he just for like a second, I wouldn't. I continue to wait because I know he's still busy. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I just pop up to say that, kind of to let them know that I have been attacked. But like, yeah, your last guy, really? He's gotta cool down. Then I'm just driving the rest of the way.
So the only way to communicate with Slick, since he's in right now, is like to message him, right?
Yeah, you can text him and it'll come up on his matrix icon.
I text Slick, better be vigilant. He's a pretty persistent guy.
I'm gonna message back. Thanks for the heads up. Thanks for the heads up. Shoring up my defenses and making sure you're all okay too. Winky face.
Aw.
Yeah. Then going back to driving.
Going back to driving. Okay. So you're driving on, and the rest of the trip goes fairly uneventfully as you you get further and further outside of the concrete jungle of Seattle and out into it's sort of way out into what might have once been suburbia / dock area, but it's kind of just now it's just sort of the middle of nowhere. And you do see sort of up ahead, there's this motel. And it's the kind where like all the doors are in the outside. You like pull up to, you basically park right in front of the door to your room. And there's a sign there that's sort of, the neon sign is sort of on the fritz. And as you pull up to where you think Ariak might be holed up, we'll go to our first break. I think I'm going to cue our tech, Teslon.
Hey, buddy.
This is your chance to type hashtag RemPC for some good stuff.
What do you get when when the Princess Bride is crossed with Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and wrap it in a fantasy caper series? The answer is Kevin J. Anderson's Dragon Business. Type RemPC in the chat for your free ebook, for your free entry to win an ebook copy of the original Dragon Business. And don't forget to get bonus entries and impact the game by donating bits and subs in chat. All funds help us to pay our cast and crew and keep producing content. I had this pretty good, but we'll be back in 5, folks.
In the city of Neo-Babylon, full of powerful magic and emerging cyber technology, the authorities say that they know what's best, but only ever seem to help themselves. That's where you come in. If the powerful won't help, you'll just have to get things done on your own. Hey folks, I'm Opti, the founder of Fragging Unicorns Games and creator of the Subversion RPG. In Subversion, you and your friends play as envoys, representatives of your communities taking direct action to serve and save the people around you. But there's a catch. Both characters and communities have values that are important to them. Trying to subvert an oppressive world around you while also holding true to those values isn't an easy task. Neo-Babylon is a world much like our own, but where magic and wondrous things have always existed. And the ancient Babylonian Empire was the first to wield that magic to conquer and assimilate their enemies. Now, in Neo-Babylon, communities struggle against oppressive arcane elites, faceless corporate masters, and all kinds of authorities that have boots aimed at their necks. So if you want to play a game where you can encounter wondrous creatures, breach computer systems, bend magic to your will, search out lost civilizations, steal from the rich, and give to the poor, Subversion might be for you. But if you're looking for a game where your values truly matter and building up your community is just as important as destroying unjust systems of control, Subversion is absolutely for you.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?
And welcome back. Our intrepid runners have just had a blast from the past, as it were, that Slick managed to rebuff. A run-in with his predecessor, or their predecessor on the team, who has accused the team of just replacing deckers. But the runners have just pulled up to the motel where Slick has determined that Ariok might be holed up. And it's by now it's pretty late night. It's probably close to 1 a.m.
How do you wake up?
Yeah.
Was there a roll? Somebody roll something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you managed to reel it in just for a moment, Billy, but you think it's not going to hold. So Billy, that door is almost taunting you though, as it sort of hangs from one hinge. You think you didn't quite get it done last time.
Let's
I checked to make sure it's unlocked.
Well, it's certainly that.
Swing it open.
Can it lock?
So as you pull up and Slick wakes up,
like you're like unbuckling your seatbelt and everything, and kind of like getting your bearings again. And in anime, when there's like an awkward character, they kind of slide in like 2D. My head just like slides in next to yours. I don't think it's a big deal, but I'm pretty sure that Fisher wants to kill you. Shouldn't be a problem.
I mean, first off, I'm not exactly worried. His coding is sloppy, but why?
I think it's just because you're with us. And I slide back.
Mr. Bell, you wouldn't let Fisher kill me, would you?
Oh, no. Not at all.
Certainly not.
I think I just figured out what we can call you. We can call you Eclipse because you don't throw shade. You just
Oh my god, that is the
completely
coolest
block the sun.
I gotta put that down. You see all of his profiles start to update. Eclipse shit. Slick Eclipse. Oh, that's so awesome.
Slick.
What? Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. Do you think this room is the one that our guy's in? And I point at the one we're parked in front of.
Yes. Everything points to that.
This room.
Yeah. But
yeah. So you indeed parked in front of the room you think is Ariok's room.
If you guys want to do some intel gathering, I've got this cool thing. Check it out. 1 second. I know I put it in here somewhere. It's gonna pull out like a little drone.
I'm walking up to the door knocking.
Oh. Let's see.
So what? Okay, so you put it back. All right.
While he was looking, and I follow Billy, so I'm like right behind him.
I phase out of the door and follow them invisibly. Is that a word? It's not.
Invisibly?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fly, my pretty. I'd like to follow them with the drone.
So you're pulling out the gnats?
Yep.
Okay. So they sort of fly. And you see, so through the gnats, they sort of go up and start looking around, not just the main door, not just the door to that room, but sort of circling the motel, just in case something comes out the back.
Okay. I don't appreciate you, but
you guys can all make perception tests.
Me too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in.
This will be an audio perception, right?
Oh yeah, that'll be audio perception.
Okay, I have spatial recognizer, which gives me a +1.
Okay.
And audio enhancement, which gives me another +1.
Okay. 6 hits on 8 dice.
That's what's up.
How very un-Thursday like. In fact, no 3s among the bunch.
Well,
I took them. I took 2 3s for my own.
I would like to spend, was it 2 edge to turn my turn 1 4 into a 5?
Sure.
So it'll be 5 hits.
All right, so Nova and Slick, you do hear, someone's. It's like there's some movement inside the room. It's still dark, and then some shuffling around the room, and then you hear a voice from behind the door. All of you hear this voice. So who are your friends, Billy?
New production crew. Trick or treat.
Production crew, huh?
Yeah, you recognize Kara, don't you?
Recognize a couple of people. I also recognize that They look not so much like a production crew as maybe a destruction crew. We've met.
Yeah.
Can you see me?
He only sees Billy and Nova right now.
I would like to note that, sir, we were hired to make sure Billy doesn't get into too much trouble.
That's
Is it
funny.
possible for one of my gnats to sneak into the room so I can
Sure.
see what he's got on the other side? Yeah, I'd like to, just to make sure he doesn't have like a gun pressed against the door or something like that, so I can warn the team.
Can we come in and talk to you?
Hey, the van's got snacks. No, Valkyrie module though.
Well, that is unfortunate. So Slick, what your nat shows you is
Oh,
that guy.
and he's alone in the room.
He is alone in the room.
Does he appear to be armed?
Let's see here. You do see, so he is wearing, as the description says, it is an Urban Explorer jumpsuit. So the Urban Explorer jumpsuit is it's your basic delivery person armor. It's a jumpsuit that's popular among like motorcycle delivery people or just regular like people about town who want a little extra protection from crashes or such. You don't see a lot of Shadowrunners wearing it, but occasionally you do, and the ones that do kind of swear by it. You do see sort of his hand is sort of on an old Ares Predator 2. So this is a gun straight out of the Street Samurai catalog, circa 2050. So this is like a 30-plus-year-old gun.
I'm relaying that information to the entire team. Like, all right, he's on
And
the other side.
and he's looking at the door. You don't think that he's actually. I mean, his hand is sort of resting on the gun, but he doesn't seem that serious about drawing it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let him know. He's on the other side. He's got a Urban Explorer jumpsuit. He's got his hands on the hilt of a pretty gnarly looking gun, but he doesn't seem to be ready to draw it just yet. So play this out however you want to. I got eyes on him.
Look,
Let's talk.
Come on out to the van. We'll go for a ride, or we can come inside and I think
Your van doesn't look in the shape to be secure enough.
oh yeah.
Okay, let us in.
Come on in. So, all right. So, Billy, you open the door. It is dark in here for the moment, but then you hear a little click to your right as you open the door, and the lights come on, and you do see Ariok sort of sitting there in a chair, and he motions to. There's a little sofa, and a bed. He sort of motions to the two of them. This is the sort of room that has like two, maybe two full-size beds. So he motions to the one that's made and the couch and says, "Have a seat, but do it quickly. You're arousing too much suspicion."
I do not go in. I close the door behind everybody and I stand in front of it, still invisible.
Okay, I'm inside then.
Okay. And Slick, are you going in or staying in the van?
I'm as there as I need to be.
Okay. Yep, that sounds about right. So just the two of you.
So
And Arak says, "Yeah, that's about right."
What makes us suspicious? I mean, besides the fact that I got a team of Shadowrunners babysitting me. I hate that term. I mean, look, here's the thing. I need you to fix the movie. They totally broke the movie. Ask Kara.
Of course they did.
What?
Of course they did. When they took it from me, of course they were going to frag it up.
This is why I don't do well outside of Chicago. So
let me see what they did.
It's 3 hours of nothing.
What I would like to send.
Couldn't flash it to the trid there.
I don't know if I can do this again.
I don't know if I can do this again.
Oh yeah, they completely cut your parts out.
Well, that's fine. But
what?
What?
You're gonna beam it to the trid or what? He says.
I just send it to him.
Okay.
Here, take it.
All right, and then he bounces to the trid, and it comes up, and almost out of disgusted reflex, you look away. And after about 20 seconds, it goes mute. And you sort of catch flickers of it in like the reflection from the wall art. And you can tell it's being fast forwarded.
Mm-hmm. And
you can tell he watches this trid at about 30 times rate.
Oh, thank goodness. Make it end quickly.
And it ends, and he's like, ugh. And still that was terrible. Of course it was terrible.
We literally all are in agreement. It's freaking terrible.
I would like to text his phone with a message that, yeah, this movie is trash.
Onto Ariok's phone?
Yes.
So, short of burning the studio down and killing all the executives, which is what I want to do, but PowerPoint's taught me that I have to be more considerate of others. I hate PowerPoints.
PowerPoint. Who taught you that? Never mind.
Yeah.
You didn't learn that in Chicago, did you?
Maybe a little bit.
All right. Thankfully, I got out of there before it went all PowerPoint on me.
We need to stop this. We need to stop the movie. We need to destroy all copies of whatever you got on your phone. Delete it, please, because we need to make sure that abomination never sees the screen anywhere, ever again.
You're in luck. Maybe. No doubt they would have destroyed any of my work.
What?
I mean, they destroyed my work. But, I mean, come on. It's me. Of course I have backups. I mean, I didn't have the movie done, but it'll take me some work. Oh god, the premiere's next week. So I'm gonna need a couple of days and maybe a more secure place than this. And then you guys are gonna have to get it. You're gonna have to pull. You'll like this. The old switcheroo. You're gonna have to sub. You're gonna have to sub the Ariok cut for that trash.
Oh yeah.
And if everything goes to plan, any copies of the trash that leak out there will be just novelties. People will laugh and they'll say, "Look what Spin Global's capable of." Yeah, I love that.
Make sure that you put Ariok cut and big cyber lettering across the title screen. So
Obviously.
Yeah.
Well,
Five hours of slow motion footage.
Our Decker was able to break in and steal a copy of their trash. I'm sure he can get back in there again and swap it out.
You mean I don't have to do a possible mission and go in and hang from the trapeze artist thing and shoot people with my bow while the security guards are rushing to the... Sounds like a lot more fun when I see it in my head.
That sound like an amazing sequel. And I mean, Killer Kara, was it? Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Get her a...
I got plans for you.
My God. No more responsibility.
I mean, for the little sister of Billy. I mean, who has responsibility? That makes Billy the responsible one.
So
This energy from the two of you, I don't like it.
So I'm thinking we go old school like we did in Chicago with the guerrilla filming, and we just I can we can do a training montage with Killer Kara and the bows, and then we can work our way into attacking gang hideouts, and we'll have stunt guys that we take care of, and of course
stunt guys.
Yeah. Just like we did in Chicago,
just like the old days. Yeah, so we need to leave. And he starts going around the room. He's got. I mean, it's clear he had his to-go bag ready to go. And he says, "What's your new driver? What's your driver's name?"
Eclipse.
Eclipse. Bring the car around, if you would, please.
I like him telling me what to do. I bring the car.
I mean, the car's already there. It's sitting right in front of the door.
I would like to detect.
And he says, what I mean by that is, would you please back the car up about 50 meters?
I would like to send a text to his phone. And it would say, your movie here sounds like it could use a cool hacker character. And then I'll back it.
And you move back?
Mm-hmm.
And he texts back, it's time for Billy's other signature exit.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, no. What does that mean?
and he motions toward the door. Billy, you're going to start here.
Yep.
Kara, you're going to meet him like right as he comes out the door. This is going to be great. And he's sort of doing this as he walks out the door.
No.
Trust me, just roll with it. It'll be amazing.
Invisible
I don't
guy.
want you to see my face, Billy.
An invisible guy, you'll be over here.
Does he see the
and he walks out.
I open the door.
And if you've ever seen Mr. Berserker in action, this is the other signature exit. And as he walks out, you hear in the back of the room, you hear ding, ding, ding.
Slow walk.
And you see a suspiciously large satchel with a blinking light on it. And Ariok walks to the van and sort of sits there, and you see this sort of camera come down, sort of from behind his head, come down, and he does a little wider. He doesn't want to catch his hands in frame, but he's sort of doing this sort of thing, craning his neck and everything. Action!
I literally pull my security hat down over half my face.
Okay.
That's right.
as if I can't control it, as if I'm being controlled by somebody else, I start to slowly pixelate, and I pull out my dagger, and I'm like sharpening my dagger as we're walking forward, waiting for the explosion.
Do not encourage that.
So I'm like pixelating and sharpening my knife at the same time.
And then he motions for Billy. And so you guys all walk away, and then the building explodes.
Sweet.
Oh, God.
It's done in one take.
Man, I hope there were no other people staying at that motel. Wow.
There were.
Not anymore.
Wow.
I've got the registry still on my phone. It's just private. Okay,
So where are you guys going to go at this point?
we had another name before we got to Aryak.
Yeah.
I believe it was
David Davis?
Yeah.
Yep, VP for Trip Productions, Spin Global Seattle.
So I guess I'll look for him.
Okay, go make a matrix search for me.
Okie dokie. Here we go. Matrix search. Yeah.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, so you find David Davis is a fairly public figure. I mean, he's a Spin Global exec, but being VP for Trip Production, he is on the Spin Global campus. So there's a fair amount of corporate security that's going to be awaiting you.
Okay, so good news, bad news. Good news is I found Davison. Yay! Yeah, so impressive. But the bad news is he's on a corporate campus, lots of security. It's a big place, so I don't think we'll be able to do your signature exit here because that'll bring a lot of heat, and we don't need that, right? Right? We're all in agreement on that point, right? You don't need the heat.
But he has to let the star of the movie in to see him.
Right. I was more concerned about what happens when you leave. It seems that when you leave places, it's a bit of a spectacle. So I do.
Well,
Okay.
let's first things first. Aryak, you said you need a safe space to
I need safe space for like a couple of days, minimum.
I know of a place.
Where?
Oh boy.
One of the most secure places in the city.
Uh-huh.
No.
Mhm.
No.
Would
You're
you like
thinking
to
of your
see
van, but that's not what I mean.
Would
Oh,
you like to
thank
see
God.
the inside of the Green Mansion, Slick? Have you ever been?
I've heard about the Green Mansion, but like some of the things I heard can't possibly be true.
Cool. Well, we'll just go, and then either that'll just be the first time you go there or the last time. So, yeah, let's go there.
So I call the concierge, Miss, we have an incoming reservation in need of a stay for a long term.
Ah, reservation. Is this a reservation or a spa booking?
Oh, hey, good call, Bob. It will be a spa booking.
Oh, we haven't had one of those in a while. Spa booking indeed. Yes. We'll have quarters for how many?
Just one.
Just one. We'll have quarters ready within the hour.
Excellent. Hang up. Your spa booking is booked, Oriok.
Oh snap! I didn't know the green place had spas. Can I get a? Can I? Like,
I'm just
do they do that?
behind. I'm behind Mr. Bell's shoulder, going.
Services would be available to you, Slick. And I hand you the long card of services. It's basically a list of things that the Green Mansion does. Basically, protection, assassination, home protection, traveling protection, all that stuff. But it's all coded as regular hotel services. And that card's basically an invitation for you to use the premise.
Thank God I did not ask for a pedicure.
and it's one of those. It's about like an A. I think it's an A5 sheet.
An actual piece of paper.
actual piece of. It's sort of like a heavy cardstock, like you'd see an invitation on, and it's handwritten calligraphy.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I now see what you mean about first or last time. They're not going to kill me, are they?
I just smile.
All right. Just drive.
All right, so you're given the address to the Green Mansion, and you pull up. Let's see. Let's do.
Terrified. He's driving the whole way.
There's the map of the Green Mansion in Roll20. It is it's a smaller building with it's like a mansion, but with what must have been a tall hotel expansion built onto the back of it at one point, or built onto the side. And it is the taller hotel expansion seems to be in an extreme state of disrepair. Like no one has stayed here in years or decades. So it's a gated area that is in the middle of downtown Seattle. I almost said Chicago. It's in the middle of downtown Seattle, which is a lot of prime real estate that surprises you that nobody has developed in the years or decades that this place must have been around.
It starts to rain for no reason. There's a thunder clash. A thunder lightning clash.
And you get the immediate feeling that something bad happened here. Maybe something bad happens here every day. But as you pull up to, let's see, ignore the VW orange thing there. That was the van that was there last time. There are a few cars about that are also in extreme states of disrepair. There is a parking spot off toward the service entrance over to the right that is suspiciously empty. And waiting at the main entrance, let me find her. Is a woman who is dressed pretty much like Mr. Bell, with that's the fairly severe expression she has, and pointed ears. So she appears to be an elf woman. And as you pull up, she greets you. Welcome to the Green Mansion. I'm the concierge. For whom is our spa booking this evening?
Mr. Oriok.
Mr. Oriok.
I point him out.
Yes. Welcome to the Green Mansion. She extends her hand. And Oriok takes a look. And you sort of, you see the usual, that sort of glazed over look that you've seen Curie do once in a while. And he says, No, I don't think so.
But no one will bother you here. No one will bother you here.
Eclipse, was it? Do you have another?
Yeah.
Do you have another place in mind?
No.
Oh
I
boy.
can't think of a single other place that would be warm and comfortable with
Look,
16
buddy.
copies of Batman Forever.
Beggars can't be
Mm.
choosers. You need a place to stay. This is it.
Okay. He takes her hand, and she escorts him inside.
I think
Enjoy
for no
your
reason
stay.
at all- for no reason at all, Slick's gonna go, and I do not want a pedicure.
Yeah, the food's pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, so that leaves the four of you still in the van, or in the SUV, rather.
Okay. Do we just lay low until he's ready?
Practice some archery.
Practice
think-
archery?
I think Billy wants to go to the studio.
I think we should talk to your manager, actually. He seems to know something also. What was his name again? He hired us.
Royce Reeves.
Mr. Reeves.
He doesn't know nothing. He's a corporate lackey. Let's go talk to Davis.
Well, I think we should still strangle him a little bit.
Absolutely.
Strangulation.
That
Excellent.
abomination.
So Royce Reeves, we'll say you're able to do some more matrix searching on him. I think you probably, I mean, you accessed his comms before, so you got his address from there.
Yeah.
He does not live on the Spin Global campus. You recall, in fact, you recall he has that hotel suite reserved until after the premiere.
It's a lot easier.
All right, guys. We may be able to figuratively kill two birds with one stone. I could have Reeves send Davis a message for a meetup, pull him away from the studio space.
Sure.
That's a great idea.
Okay, then just give me a second. We're gonna get into it.
All right, so he falls over asleep. So you call Royce Reeves? Is that what I heard?
I'm going to send. I'm gonna send Reeves. No, I'm gonna send Davison a message from Reeves, telling him to meet at where he's staying.
Okay.
So we get them both at one spot for Billy, and it's away from the studio, less security, and whatever happens, I don't need to know. Plausible deniability.
All right, so so that sounds like a spoof command.
Yep. All right.
And I think there's you have the buttons now for the matrix actions, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and take care of that. For
spoof
us.
command.
Here we go. Yeah.
Oh, look at that! 6 on 13 dice.
They're not getting into a battle. There'll be no good rolls.
Y'all get into a battle. That ain't my problem. I am in the car, and I can see the action. As soon as I see that we're losing, I'm outie.
You would leave me, your friend?
I would never leave you.
You just did a whole TikTok dance.
You a liar? A liar?
I would tell you where to meet me.
The safe in the van TikTok trend.
Your Overwatch score is currently 6.
Mm-hmm.
On that spoof command, you get a text back. Or I'll say you, since you're not actually logged into Royce Reeves' comlink, you sense that there is a text being sent back. There's a message being sent back to it.
Okay. I think I can intercept that somehow.
I think so. There's
yeah, I think that would be a jam signal.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate.
Or actually, I could just control his device, and so when it does come, I'll just delete it because I'm in his device.
So you do have to get access to his device.
All right, let's get, I'm gonna do a quick reset, and then let's jump into it.
Okay.
And I'm also full. I'm full again. I'm not doing AR.
Full in. All right.
I'm starting to get it, y'all. Starting.
So your Overwatch score is 0 again.
All right.
So you reset, and now you get a you'll get a. Are you doing
control device?
Are you doing brute force or probe?
We're doing probe.
Probe. Okay, so you're doing subtly. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yo.
There it is.
Ooh. Eyes go to the acting character.
I'll take it.
All right. No sense wasting a good roll.
All right.
Are you going for user or admin access? Either will get you control device.
Yeah, I'm going just user.
Okay. So then go ahead and control device.
Okie dokie. Do it again. But better. 4.
Oh yeah, no problem there. Your Overwatch score is now 3.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what you see in the text in the message that is sent back to Royce Reeves' comlink. It just says, "No more meetings. Just do your job."
I'm going to reply with, "Billy's here. He's pissed. We need to talk." Or I'm sending him to you.
Deal with him yourself or else.
I think this will be the last message. I still have the aura cut.
Let's meet in 1 hour.
Got him. All right. So we'll set up the meet location.
Oh, so I thought you were saying meet him at the hotel.
Oh yeah, we're gonna meet. That's what I meant. Like, we're gonna have him meet there. And I'm going to come on out of it. All right, they're meeting up. I think Davidson might be setting up a trap for Reese or vice versa. So be ready for that. I'm gonna be parked several blocks away, so make it work. But we got to get there in an hour, so I hope you guys are ready for some more Jamiroquai, and I put on my playlist.
Nice.
Beautiful. All right. So you start driving to the hotel then.
Yep.
And it really doesn't take you the hour because the Green Mansion is in downtown and his hotel is in downtown as well. It probably takes you. I mean, it's like at this point it's like 2:30 maybe close to 3 o'clock in the morning.
All right. And that gives you guys plenty of time to scout out for any kind of traps or ambushes that'll be set up. I mean, you guys figure that out.
Yeah, so it probably takes you about 20 minutes to get to the hotel.
I don't scout ambushes. I set ambushes. You just keep going through, and it's not an ambush anymore.
Most people die in ambushes.
So, are we gonna wait for David Davis to show up first, or are we gonna go and handle Roy? What's the alliteration? Roy Reeves?
Royce Reeves. Yeah, I have a lot of alliteration in these characters. Royce Reeves and David Davis.
Villain names. Sorry to everyone out there who has an alliteration name. My bad.
Wow.
Well, the way I figure it, we've got the two people that you're interested in one spot. I orchestrated that.
Is he in his hotel right now?
Can
you check?
Oh yeah.
Find out.
Yeah. So the comlink, Royce Reeves comlink is in the hotel.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, I could send in a gnat for a visual ID to make sure he's there. You know, the cool droid that I tried to show everybody that nobody paid attention to. My feelings for it hurt. I just thought about mentioning that because that's a thing that happened. I spent a lot of money, but it's okay. I mean, for the team, I'll just send it. You don't have to thank me. You're all welcome. Okay.
It may be advantageous for us to be there when the Davis arrives, having already subdued. Was it Reyes, the last name?
Royce Reeves.
Reeves. Davis Reyes. Yeah, sorry.
That's his middle name.
Reyes Reeves.
Royce Reeves. I'm gonna send a gnat into his room to see what's there.
Okay. Go make a perception test.
Ooh, I like those. Okay, perception. Yeah. 2.
Okay.
But my control rig.
So your gnat goes in, and you sort of look around, and you see, in the sort of master bed of this suite, which has more than one bedroom, but in the master bed is the body of Royce Reeves. His head has been partly decapitated. It is the clear result of a cortex bomb going off. But Royce Reeves is dead.
So
Yo, we got a problem.
I mean, is it a problem?
He's dead.
I didn't do it.
It looks like his freaking head was exploding.
If anything, I think you're the closest to the one who did it.
Make a willpower plus firewall roll.
Oh. Fisher.
Fisher, I told you he was persistent.
Willpower plus what?
Firewall.
Oh, okay. So I'm in the wrong thing. 1 second.
Yeah, I think to trigger, you might have to roll firewall and then add willpower.
Yep. I was doing it backwards. 3
hits. All right. Here we go.
Oh boy, that big X on Royce's face is just real big and red, isn't it?
I don't love this.
You see the icon of Fisher enter your pan again, and he says, "It's through the gnat." Sort of enters the gnat, and says, "You did this to him." Beautiful.
You.
And go ahead and make a firewall plus data processing.
Okay. I got a 3. I thought they would be the ones in a fight, not me. I'm the guy in the van. Holy shit!
Ooh.
Oh,
So I need you to make
Unseen number. We've never
Wow.
seen that.
You got any edge over there?
So at this point, I'll remind you all. So I know. Slick doesn't have a lot of edge left, but I will remind you all that you can spend you can spend 2 edge to give him 1 or give them 1.
I will do that.
that puts me at 3. I need 1 more to.
So more people might have to do that.
I'll spend 2 to give you 1.
Okay.
Okay,
I never shared.
Reroll.
Okay. So you want me to re-roll? Yeah, that's the move you want to do, definitely.
Oh my god, he's coming for my cheeks.
Oh,
There we go.
So somehow you defend against what looked like a massive data spike coming your way. Somehow it's like the thought of your friends over the comms supporting you. You like almost fell and you sort of duck back, and this massive data spike goes over you. And then you look up and Fisher's gone.
I just lean back and pull the nearest Batman Forever gift that I could find. And it's when Dr. Freeze opens up his moth wings for some reason. Okay, so Fisher killed Reeves and he's trying to frame me for it.
Wow. Good for Fisher. Impressive.
Yeah, that's wild. What a 360.
Wow.
Or, no, 180. Sorry, I just work out of. Never mind.
And with that sudden turn of events from our team, we're approaching the 10 o'clock hour, so we'll take our 10-minute break. So this is your chance to type #RMPC if you haven't already, to win some good stuff.
Does Tezlon have anything?
Everyone's listening. And there I go. I hit the second mute button I've got just to make sure I don't actually go out. All right. What do you get when you Princess Bride is crossed with Dirty Rotten Scoundrels and wrap it into Fantasy Caper series? Yep. Kevin J. Anderson's Dragon Business. Type NPC in the chat for a free entry to get for this ebook of the original Dragon Business. And don't forget all the bonus entries and impact. Don't forget the bonus entries that impact the game by giving us bits and subs in chat. Our funds help us pay our cast and crew and keep us producing content. And getting tongue-tied while doing this. We'll be back in 10, folks.
Yeah.
In the city of Neo-Babylon, full of powerful magic and emerging cyber technology, the authorities say that they know what's best, but only ever seem to help themselves. That's where you come in. If the powerful won't help, you'll just have to get things done on your own. Hey folks, I'm Opti, the founder of Fragging Unicorns Games and creator of the Subversion RPG. In Subversion, you and your friends play as envoys, representatives of your communities taking direct action to serve and save the people around you. But there's a catch. Both characters and communities have values that are important to them. Trying to subvert an oppressive world around you while also holding true to those values isn't an easy task. Neo-Babylon is a world much like our own, but where magic and wondrous things have always existed. And the ancient Babylonian Empire was the first to wield that magic to conquer and assimilate their enemies. Now, in Neo-Babylon, communities struggle against oppressive arcane elites, faceless corporate masters, and all kinds of authorities that have boots aimed at their necks. So if you want to play a game where you can encounter wondrous creatures, breach computer systems, bend magic to your will, search out lost civilizations, steal from the rich, and give to the poor, Subversion might be for you. But if you're looking for a game where your values truly matter and building up your community is just as important as destroying unjust systems of control, Subversion is absolutely for you.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?
What a spell! Spell. She says spell like 92 times. Spell.
You get to play with us now, which is so exciting. So with channel points, bits, and subscribes, you can give rewards to the player of your choice. So how to do that is, no, not Bob. Channel points, I believe it is 500 points, gets you NERPs, which is +3 to any dice roll to the player of your choice. For 1,000 channel points, you can do a point of edge to any player. And for 2,500 channel points, you can do 4 edge to the player of your choice. Now for bits, for 100 bits, that's $1, you can do the NERPs. For 200 bits, that's $2, you can do the point of edge. Or for 500 bits, that's $5, get 4 edge to give to the player of your choice. And finally, again, the subs, if you subscribe, you can give 4 edge to any player.
And welcome back. We've just had Royce Reeves die from his Cortex bomb. And now we've got Slick worried that he might be framed for it. As the icon of Fisher has taunted him with, "You caused this." And narrowly missed him with a massive data spike.
All right. So, I have been accused of murder. I've never murdered anyone or hurt anyone. But if that's what Fisher wants me to be, I'm going to pull out that invitation.
Okay.
And I'm going to look for the appropriate service and how much it is.
So I believe the one you're looking for is turn down service, which is good for wet work.
Yep.
It's really fancy. The prices aren't listed.
Yeah, the prices are not listed.
Oh, I got to do that weird thing where I call. All right. One second, everybody.
Phone notes.
Do we know that you're calling to do this?
I mean, he's got the.
He pulls out the card,
to say.
Which is a handwritten cardstock thing, like A5 size.
And
Good
like,
night,
no matter how No matter how good he is
so
at the keyboard.
You pop over comms, and Mr. Bell, your comm rings.
Oh, it does? Wouldn't it go to the concierge?
You know what? It would.
Yeah.
Since you're on a job now, it would go to the concierge.
But you do see me. You do see me look over, like real slow and like towards like.
Green Mansion. This is the concierge. How may I be of assistance?
Hello, I need assistance. I'm looking to order two things. I would like to know the price of them first. I would like turn down service. Can I get the price on that, please?
It depends on a number of matters. It depends on your target, how hard they are to get to.
Of course.
The customary upfront fee is 50%.
Oh, okay. Well, I would like turn down service on a gentleman by the name of Fisher.
I believe I've heard of a Fisher. He's a
with the P.
A troll who specializes in matrix services. Does he not?
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
But not for long, right?
And what is the second service you're calling about?
Before he gets the turn down service, I would like him to get a pedicure, please. I don't know exactly what that is, but it seems like a awful.
This is
like
the green
phone call.
This is the Green Mansion, not a prankster service.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. This isn't a prank. I really do need that turn down service. This guy is the worst.
Very well, turn down service. For a target such as Fisher, the fee would be of the order of 75,000 new yen.
Holy. Okay. Just out of curiosity, how much would it be for turn down service on Slick?
Who is Slick?
You heard of Fisher, but you haven't heard it. No, it's fine. It's cool. He's an even more dangerous Matrix user. He's far more terrifying than Fisher. You should remember the name, but not in like a attack him kind of way. More like a hire him. He's good people.
Am I speaking with Slick?
Yeah.
I see.
Oh, I work with one of your friends. Does that get me like a friends and family discount?
You work with a green tie associate.
Yeah.
You notice I'm wearing a green tie.
Yeah, you notice he's wearing a green tie, and you notice the concierge when you saw her before, she was wearing a green tie. Mm-hmm. Incidentally, this is entirely a voice call. You're not seeing anyone on the other end.
Right. He's reluctant because he doesn't know if he's getting Mr. Bell in trouble. So he's
I see. Well,
knock a couple thousand off.
Then you see why your intended target is so expensive for turn down service.
All right, well, thank you.
But you may find that you can negotiate with Mr. Bell for a slightly lower fee.
Scares me. Oh, thank you so much for your time.
Quite right.
You all have a great day now.
And a pleasant day to you too. Click.
Wait, you did that on the phone? Are
Yeah,
you worried about
you guys
Fisher
heard about
hearing that?
you guys heard about one end of that conversation.
Yeah. Huh? What?
How much was it?
Also, an interesting point.
It's a lot more than I got.
I mean, what was it?
Taking about us like 75,000. Million.
I mean, you ain't got that?
I mean, I have it.
I mean, you only have to put up like a percentage up front.
Yeah, but then you have to pay the rest or you owe them. And then I'd imagine they don't take late payments.
I mean, you can probably negotiate doing a job. I mean, I'm not trying to like encourage you to like off Fisher or anything. But like, if it's what you want, I'm not gonna stop you either.
How about we kill Fisher together as a team?
What Fisher ever do to me?
Fisher
you
has a
gotta
copy
pay
of,
us for that.
Fisher has a copy of your movie.
Oh, we can make it part of the next movie. Yeah, we'll have Arya film it, and we'll do special effects with like dueling matrices, and then we can have like an AI come in and say, stop, you are supposed to be working together, and then you guys can like be the double deckers.
No,
Okay,
I don't fight.
Like a cheeseburger?
No, I was gonna say,
Like
or
a
how's
bus.
or we could pretend like you got infected with a virus that makes you think Fisher's face is a car door.
Okay,
I
so
like that.
So wait, hold on. So Fisher's working for Spin Global, right? Like, this is what
I
I'm
have
getting
no
out of
idea.
all this.
I don't know why he's messing with me. I didn't do anything to this guy.
He did not mention working for anyone in particular. He just seems to have a vendetta on Slick because he's with us.
So y'all should
He also mentioned a
kill him
name
for
that I
it.
didn't recognize. It's strange.
Mr. Bell,
It's
call him and tell him to
strange.
stop messing up our job. If he wants to come back, he can come on the next one.
I'll call Fisher.
What do you mean he can come on the next one?
He just didn't show. He literally just didn't show
He
up
told
one
me
time,
to.
so we thought he didn't want to come back. Let him know.
So you're gonna just replace me, the guy who has been showing up?
You both have your different
So are
strengths.
you like this, or do you have it on speaker?
No, I would have
gone private
in my area.
Okay. Patrick Henry Edwards again.
Do you see me glitch again? Fisher. Nova requests that you just let us pick you up on the next mission and maybe lay off.
This time, since you asked nicely.
Great job with the assassination.
Oh, I didn't do that. Your friend did. Your new friend.
I get it.
But my new friend has found you. Click.
Hey, is he still on the line? Ask him if he knows how to drive his own car yet.
He said his
He
new
doesn't even know
friend
how to drive.
Yeah, that's still in the
found us.
differences and strengths.
Wait,
And then he hung up.
Wait,
Yeah.
friend.
Found us.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd
y'all
say
got to
it's
get out of the
smashing
car.
I know, you gotta drive.
He said, "Get out of the car."
No.
Okay, signature exit. So that door is no longer hanging by a single hinge.
Ah, we laid the ground rules, Billy.
As now that door sort of skids across the valet area.
We can replace the door.
And the valet comes out, looks at the door, looks at the van, looks at Billy, and runs back inside the hotel.
Apparently,
and then sticks his head out. And then sticks his head out. Wait a minute. Is that Billy Berserker?
Yeah, it's smashing time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Can you sign something for me?
Oh yeah, anything for a fan.
He goes over to the valet podium and tears off a page from some book. It says, "Can you sign that?"
Oh, easy. Yeah, that's no problem. Have you seen anybody around? There's somebody looking for me. I think it's some kind of super fan. Maybe somebody that wants to shoot a video. I don't know. Yeah. So
No.
Oh, disappointing.
I mean, there was some fancy to do. I guess it would have been last night. And he points to the people in the van. He's like, yeah, I think some of them were there.
Can you ring up my manager, Royce, and have him come down and meet us? That'd be great.
Yeah, no problem. And he goes over and sort of dials up. Taps on the podium a bit more. And his face goes from joy to, oh my God.
What's up?
And he says, and he hits the panic button. And says, Mr. Reeves is dead.
Oh, that's not good. I was never here. I can't be a part of this. You understand.
I mean, there are cameras everywhere.
Oh, yeah. But I never went upstairs, so it's all good.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to pick this up, and you have a great night. Always great seeing fans. Make sure to grab the door, and I'm going to...
grab the door like a shield, essentially.
Yeah.
You get back in and sort of pull the door. I mean, it doesn't seal or anything. You're just sort of holding it in place. The unwritten signature move after the fact.
Eclipse, now would be a good time to evacuate, retreat. I don't know what they call it whenever you leave
Run
without killing everything.
Yeah. We should do that. I'm going to start driving away with autopilot, but there's something that I would like very much to do.
Okay.
I would like to take the security footage from the hotel, from his room for the past 48 hours.
Like get a copy of it? Or grab the only copy of it.
I want to take their copy of it.
Okay. So you're going to actually have to hack into the host.
Uh-huh.
Is this a brute force or a probe?
I'm probing.
Okay. So go ahead and hit that probe action.
All right. Here we go. What is going on? I rolled one.
Would it be easier to have Sinister Smile sneak in and get the camera footage?
I never thought about that. I only think in keyboards, but if that's something that you could do, Mr. Bell, that'd be pretty great.
If you like.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Okay. Step out of the van. I go invisible. I'm not in and out of character. I'm not a tech person, so
okay.
I'm not going to know what it takes to get the footage. But
Just head to the server room. I'll give you directions.
Oh God.
excellent. Well, actually, I'm operating now. I stretch, and you hear me say, "Showtime," and let Mr. Murderbell out, and I'll stealth all the way into the front door of the hotel.
So go ahead and make a stealth test.
It's like, couldn't you just try again after a few minutes?
I mean, yeah, but it's different when you have another Decker on you. Like
He said he'd leave you alone.
Do you really believe that? I mean, I lie all the time.
I mean,
I'm a Decker. You can't trust us by nature.
What?
Huh? I didn't say that out loud.
Well, this is
Okay,
uncomfortable.
So Mr. Bell, you walk. You basically walk straight in because you have your ruthenium polymer coating, so you're invisibly going through the lobby. In fact, I'll make a couple of rolls here, but it's going to be. I mean, there's no sense in me making the roll because I'm rolling fewer dice than you had hits.
Nice.
Damn.
Because of the penalty they get from the ruthenium polymer. And so you sort of go roundabout, following directions that Slick has given you to make it to the host room, and it is locked.
I have a level 4 maglock.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make, I believe it's 10 dice.
Just roll that.
Yeah, just roll manually. Manually roll 10 dice. Ooh, one hit. So, and it buzzes.
Okay, is this a progressive test?
You can try once again if you'd like.
Is it with one? Is it with one less, or?
Yeah, with one less die.
Roll 20. Did it go? Oh,
Three hits.
3 hits.
Ooh, and nearly a glitch, but not quite. Okay, so the second time, I mean, you're kind of getting. I mean, anybody else would be getting a little nervous at this point, but you swipe a second time and it clicks, and you open the door, and there's a guy sitting there. He's on the. I mean, probably the security spider. He is online with the host.
I close the door quietly.
Okay.
I'll take out a level 12 patch, and I'll tap him on the shoulder and say, "Hey, take the night off, pal."
And okay. And let me roll just body. That's a shame. I mean, 2 hits on 2 dice, but since I'm only rolling 2 body, he doesn't have 10 boxes.
Oh, did I just kill him?
No, it's stun. It overflowed a little bit into physical.
A little bit of blood running out of his nose.
Yeah, like a little bit too much medication. But he does slump over. He slumps over, and when he slumps over, he pukes. And you recognize this. He has taken dump shock. Because he went unconscious and he has been dumped from the Matrix.
Oh. Ooh.
And you're alone in the server room.
I like how you said that.
Well, I'm in, Slick. Tell me what to do now.
All right, so they should have a server dedicated to their security systems. Let's see. Let me take a look for a place like this. It'll look like, and I'm gonna describe. Well, actually, I'm imagining I will have to roll something to figure this information out, right?
No, you have the like matrix security knowledge skill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, you don't have any trouble with that.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna. It's gonna look like pretty much a big rack of nonsense.
You basically tell him what file to grab.
Yep.
And he basically grabs it on his comm link and deletes the file and comes back out. So at this point, Mr. Bell sort of pixelates as he comes back into the vehicle. He has the file with the with some past footage from Royce Reeves' room.
We're gonna want to leave now because I may have overdosed the guard.
All right, and I'm going to autopilot us away.
Okay. So as you leave, we will leave it right here and hold off for a couple of weeks until we come back with part 3 of the Ariak cut. So this is your last chance to type #RemPC in the chat for the chance to win the prize for tonight. And while we're doing that drawing, we'll go around the table. We'll start with the movie star and go clockwise in the Twitch AR.
Woohoo!
So what does our movie star have going on?
I'm Billy Berserker. I'm on the Discord for Rem Alternis as Kinder Mage, and so feel free to drop by and say hi and share your puns and memes, because we all love puns and memes. Well, most of us love puns.
Most of us love. You also recognize Billy Berserker as one of our usual moderators.
Yeah, that chat thing.
Cool.
Nova.
Yes, I am Amber. I play Nova, your disgruntled Stuffer Shack employee. You can catch me here on Thursdays, and then you can also catch me over at Rem Alternis on Tuesdays. Believe we're going to be starting our season next week. I don't know. I'm ready. I'll be there.
Yep.
I'm ready to have fun and play. So yeah, not much else going on with me. Slick. You are muted.
Hello, everybody. I'm Noir. I play Slick. We both go by he, they. You can find me every week here, except next week, because there's a one shot. Tomorrow you can find me over on Gen Con TV for Table Takes, where we go over all the TTRPG news, and also we'll be playing Betrayal in the House on the Hill. Every Saturday morning. You can find us over. You can find me over on Critical Misses for my talk show Morning Ritual, where we interview everybody in the TTRPG space. And finally, on Monday, you can find me over on Cryptic Studios Twitch channel for Star Trek Perseverance. We did our session 0 last week, so I'm very excited to get into
Nice.
That is it.
Mr. Bell.
Hey guys, I'm Roland. I play Mr. Bell. What's going on with me? You know, like just life, you know, man. Like it's happening. Like just life, you know? No. That really is all I've got going on. Besides this on Thursdays. I'm actually looking to lay back a little bit. You may see me disappear here soon in the stream world. Hopefully to come back on Rem Alternis eventually for Like Clockwork just on Sundays. Check it out. Other than that, I really don't have much really going on, which is what I say every week. So
consistency is good.
Yeah. So I'm Bob, your GM. And aside from Emerald Glitch, I run the Tuesday night what we call Shadowrun Shenanigans over on twitch.tv/Master of Rem. We're running through the Season 8 Chicago missions in 5th edition. We've taken a few weeks off for various life things. And we're really hoping to get back into mission 0801 next Tuesday, which should be a pretty massive fight at the end of that mission. It's going to be pretty awesome. On this channel, on Emerald Glitch, we're going to take next week off. We're going to have our one shot next week. I think Teslon is running something. Is that right?
So, yeah, Bob, I'm going to be running Rollmaster. If anybody remembers that, it was a TTRPG from the 80s. They came out with a new version, and I'm going to be running that. A fantasy adventure with that next week.
Let's see. I think it seems like we have a winner for our drawing. And I think the winner is none other than our movie star, Kender. So congratulations, Kender. We know where you live.
What?
Daunting.
We'll make sure you get your stuff.
Yeah, let me do a matrix perception check of it.
Here's our Shadowrun prize giveaway. But thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you to the cast for making it awesome. So I see at the last minute, Slick has made a matrix perception to find.
Yeah, now I know where you live.
at the real Billy Berserker. Thank you, Teslon, for keeping us on the rails. That's quite a daunting task for this group. So we will see you in 2 weeks, or I will see you in 2 weeks. But come back next week for the one shot. Good night, everybody.
Bye.